a building down here that at night they project like some kind of movie thing on it. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like it's surfing or something, or some kind of ocean scene. Tried to capture it before, but it doesn't really come out good. We'll take a walk up there and look at it. I've tried to do this before, and for some reason I can never get it. If you can see it right there, the blue, right? That blue part, that's like some kind of movie. This looks like the ocean. Yeah, you can probably see it now. It looks like it's playing a film of the ocean. It's always done that. I mean, it's been like that for years. I've never been able to figure out what it is. I was in a live stream earlier tonight. Just for a few minutes. I just popped in because it came up in my feed, and it was they were talking about Keppels, the transgender person there, and I just jumped in just to see what people were talking about. I don't really know much about internet celebrity drama. I don't really. It's not interesting to me. I don't know why I get these suggestions sometimes, but it's funny to look and be like, I wonder what YouTube thinks I like. So I pop in there and I'm listening to them go on and on, like talking about she and she and she. So I write in quotation marks she, you know, because to me it's, you know, not. Hey Charles, what's up, man? Long time. It's been a long time seeing you, man. Pretty good. Pretty good. Good. Have a good night, man. So I just, to me it's silly because it's like we all kind of know, right? I mean, you can see what you know, what is happening here. I just refuse to play along with this, and because of that, you know, I get excluded from things. Like in the case of this, I got removed from the room for saying she in quotation marks. See, what is that? Can you see that? Yeah. But anyway, I mean, someone kind of has to say it sometimes. I feel like it's crazy that you can't say it. Like you're not allowed to say the obvious. What's going on? It's like someone is playing a game of pretend, and society compels you to play along, but only with these specific certain people. And in some places there's laws involved that if you don't play along with this delusion and do all the things that are required and say all the things that are required, you could get in like serious trouble, or at the very least be socially shamed, you know, which doesn't really work with me, but it works with a lot of people. And this guy, I mean, the guy who's doing live stream, I think he's a fairly big named guy. I don't know how people react to things, but you know, he's going along with it. And the problem I guess you seem to be having with this person is had nothing to do with the I don't think it had anything to do with the gender thing. They're just fighting about something else. But he's you know, saying her and she, and it keeps coming up, and I'm just like, man, you can all see, you know, I mean, you can see that, you know, what it was happening here. And the problem is even if these guys feel the same way I do about it, they have to go along with the delusion and with the pretend game, or else they don't get their they don't get to have their YouTube channel or whatever social media standing they want. You see the problem with that, you know, if everybody gives in to just get themselves along, where the hell does that end? And people are afraid to just say anything. It's bizarre. It's like we got here really fast. You know, like how did we get to this point in society this quick? And then the generation or two, there'll be less people that think it's insane, and it'll just become normalized. I guess that's how they do these things. My thinking, though, because of course, right, I have some kind of angle. I don't think this is being taken advantage of. Now I'm not someone who would do that, because I'm not, you know, I don't know. I don't think I'd be very good at doing that. But the situation as it is that there are people that are playing this game of pretend, right? And whatever they say they are, you are compelled to play along, sometimes by law. You're expected to. But they can be more than one thing, because there's a fluidity to this, where one day they can feel like this, the next day they can feel like that, and you have to change along with this fluidity. Okay, so what if I feel, and I'm presenting as David Lee Roth. I feel like I'm David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth was born I was born in David Lee Roth's body. I mean, maybe I was born in Eddie Van Halen's body, but I feel like I should be in David Lee Roth's body. And I want to be addressed in the right way, and I want all the stuff that goes along with it, all the respect, all the, you know, the things that David Lee Roth would get, right? Because I am David Lee Roth. It's the same thing. Like, if you tried to pull that in some kind of, I don't know, legal sense, could they take you to court for that? Would there be, because then if your delusion is disproven and they say, well, no, you're not David Lee Roth, what is kind of precedent does that set for all the other people playing pretend? Do you know what I mean? Like, where it really, people could really undo this whole thing if they thought about it for a minute. They could undo this whole thing. Like, I got lots of ideas like this. But the thing is, like, I always talk about, joke about, oh, look at all the cops at the police station. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good, actually. I'll give them that. That is pretty good. Lights are on, a couple of them. We'll see if they're up here on the street. They're probably not going to be. Maybe they're just popping in. I don't know where they go, though. Like, if they're not in this area all the time, there isn't a lot of other places to go where there's... I mean, I guess there's areas where there's concentrated people. Ala area. But this is it for tourists. Like, this is the tourist area. Like, if they're not here, like, where do they go? You know? I didn't really care that they were never around before until the violence thing started happening, when, you know, that uptick in violence and robberies and bullshit and assholes and fucking scumbags. Up 42% in under 2 years. Then you start to ask questions like, where are the cops? Well, where do they go? Like, why aren't they here? You know, why wouldn't they be here? I don't know. I mean, whatever. And then you look at the stuff that goes on in the state, and it's like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to go around asking questions about that kind of thing, because I want to get lighthoused, but, you know, and I don't really care, except for the fact that it just makes it a more dangerous area, you know. All right, well, how do I navigate this? I got to go over here. Sometimes you just got to leave and go over to a corner like this and wait for things to play out on their own. Then you find your break and you go. But, yeah, it's bizarre. But that whole thing with pretending or demanding people play along with you as being something that you're, oh, yeah, that's where I was going. Mine like a fucking steel railroad off the tracks. If you thought about it, the way I think about it, I don't know, maybe put my brain in your head. There's a lot of ways where you could undermine this whole new societal change and score some stuff for yourself. All kinds of stuff. People aren't thinking about it. I can tell because there was one dude I saw who said he identifies as a woman so that he could get custody of his kids. That was pretty smart. I was shocked that I haven't seen anything else like that. And then also, I don't think people have realized how it's insane it's gotten. How it's insane it's gotten. I mean, if you don't pay attention to this kind of stuff, like maybe if you don't ever use Twitter or something or social media, you have no idea that this stuff is going on, where, you know, people are demanding to be known as something that they feel like that gay, and if you don't go along with it, you're in trouble, big trouble. They wield a lot of power in this country, you know, probably one of the more protected classes, because they're so aggressive about it. And the reason they're so aggressive is because they're fucking dudes. You know, the reason these trans people like go after people and they get really tenacious and bent out of shape and butthurt, you know, they get people thrown off social media and stuff, because they get a lot of testosterone. You can try to pull it out of them all you want. You can add all the estrogen you want. They're still biologically, they still got that thing where they want to fight, you know, because it's a male thing. Now I'm not like I'm not the dude to really be talking about like what's masculine or not. Yeah, you could really take advantage of that if you wanted to. And I don't think it would be a bad thing, because you'd be doing it for a good, it would be the old thing that evil usually uses, like the bad outweighs the good, the means to an end type of thing. You know, there's always the bad guys that talk about that. Like, yeah, you can't have an omelet without breaking a few eggs. It's like, well, no. If you break a few eggs to get the omelet, then it's not a fucking omelet you want to eat. It's an omelet of evil. But it would just, sooner or later, people are going to come around to that idea and start taking advantage of it. I can't believe it or not. Right away, I started thinking of all kinds of crazy shit. Oh yeah, I was talking about getting banned. How you joke about getting banned? This is the kind of stuff that would get me banned. Ideas. Like ideas. You can say what you want. You can, you know, to a certain extent, you can make fun of people or meme on people or complain about things, politicians or whatever. But if you have some good ideas that could undermine their stuff, they take that really seriously. So I'm not going to put any out there. I'm just going to say, if you haven't really thought about it, think about it. Think about the paradigm of what they're telling you. They're saying, oh, a horse is a chicken, and you got to talk to the horse like it's a chicken. You have to give it all the things that go along with being a chicken, even though it's a horse. And if you don't go along with this, there's a whole spectrum of trouble you can get in, just some social shame, maybe have your house burned down, lose your job, or in some cases where there's a legal component, you can be fined, you can be jailed. Okay, we're not playing this game. So with all that in place, right? Man, think about it. Just think about it. Think about it. Like, just instead of thinking about like other people, think about what you could do. Think of the David Lee Roth thing. You know, I identify as David Lee Roth. This parking space is mine. What do you mean? This is David Lee Roth's parking space. I am David Lee Roth. You know what I mean? That's a bad example. I always tend to come up with the real shitty ones. But if you catch what I'm putting down here, if you pick up what I'm putting down, I just don't want to get too into it because, you know, there's a line to this shit. And I like to go up to the line, you know, maybe peek over the line. But yeah, I'd rather stick around and be able to have more fun than get banned, you know, basically. But that's an area that people really haven't thought about enough. You know, and at the very least, you could get some prizes, you know. And yeah, it's a stupid game, so you think, oh, stupid prizes. But it's their stupid game. You know, they came up with it. They, like, if you think about what they did here, they really, really put themselves in a corner. Because if they challenge you, right, then it undermines all their other stuff. And they lose everything they worked for and built. Just think about it. I'm an average intelligence person. I know a lot of you are too. Quiet reflection. Quiet reflection is the way. Don't blame the teacher or blame the school.